Stop what you are doing. If there's noise around you, let the silence settle. If someone is near you, this moment isn't for them. It's for you. What's coming now isn't background content. It demands everything from you. You've passed the test. You walked through the fire of betrayal. You endured the silence when you had every reason to explode. You remained standing where anyone else would have crumbled. The world saw you at your limit, and the enemy thought your exhaustion would be your end. They understood nothing. This morning, heaven recalculated the course of your life, and I need to tell you exactly why the phase of surviving and fighting has just ended in the divine court. You didn't arrive here because of an algorithm. You arrived because you were marked to arrive. This is divine alignment. And what you survived wasn't to break you. It was to prepare you for this exact moment. For too long you've carried the weight of words unsaid, the constant ache of a mind that replays arguments at 3 a.m. Your body, always on high alert, trembles in situations that shouldn't provoke such a response. The money you earn seems to slip through your fingers, leaving no trace. You feel as if you're wearing an armor you can never truly take off. A constant sentinel against invisible threats. The gnawing question persists. Why them and not me? You find yourself answering innocent questions from a child or spouse, and the words catch in your throat because you have no true response, only a hollow echo. There is one thing I will place in your hands before this message closes. Something Solomon recorded for the chosen one who needs to navigate the subtle sabotage, the silent envy, the paralyzing indecision, and that fits in your pocket. It is not a book to study, it is an instrument to bear the weight you carry. I will return to this. For now, stay with me. You feel the drain of unresolved family conflicts, the way even small interactions can leave you feeling empty. You notice yourself pulling back from loved ones more and more, not out of malice, but out of sheer self-preservation. That phone call from a familiar number fills you with dread, even before you answer. And regarding exactly this, regarding the dread of that recurring phone call from toxic relatives, I have already left the instrument waiting for you in the pinned comment. If you need to leave before the end, it is there, but stay, because the Hebrew name for what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. Have you ever felt that this constant family stress isn't just human, but spiritual? What if this pattern of endlessly trying to appease, to bridge divides, is a sign that there's a battle against the very purpose God has placed over your life? It was in seeking answers to this that I found this digital guide called the Solomon Code. This guide isn't just a reading, it's a key to spiritual understanding. A tool made for those who wish to see beyond appearances, to stop treating family betrayal as a simple discomfort, and to comprehend why this specific attack rises with such force against those who carry a mark from God. Many chosen ones here on the channel have already felt the call of the code, but have not yet made the decision to acquire the digital guide. Get it now. It is available in the first pinned comment. If you are one of the first to acquire it, come back here and write Amen. This will be your act of faith, and today God can show you the reason why this profound family betrayal rose against your life. Let's dissect this feeling you carry, this burden of loyalty traded for pennies. You feel an unseen pressure, a weight that pulls you down, even when all logical reasons say you should be free. This isn't just your imagination, and it's not a flaw in your character. The first sign, the unseen tether. You feel an energetic cord tying you to emotional dramas you have no control over. It's the constant exhaustion after family gatherings, the way their unresolved issues become your unresolved issues, even when you've physically distanced yourself. What seems like empathy is in truth a spiritual siphon, draining your peace and focus. The second sign, the echoing narrative. They speak about you, not to you. The stories they tell about you, the versions of events they concoct, echo louder than your own truth. You often feel the need to clarify, explain, or defend yourself, not because you've done wrong, but because their narrative has become your perceived reality. What seems like a misunderstanding is actually a smear campaign designed to diminish your influence. And regarding this scene, the way a casual remark from a relative can dismantle your day, leaving you questioning your own worth, I have already left the instrument waiting for you in the first pinned comment. If you need to leave before the end, it is there. But stay, because the Hebrew name for what is happening to you has not yet been spoken. The third sign, the invisible shield. You've learned to build walls, not for protection, but for camouflage. You present a curated version of yourself, careful not to reveal too much or feel too deeply, fearing that any vulnerability will be weaponized. What seems like prudence is actually a spiritual burden, the weight of constant vigilance. The fourth sign, the unacknowledged harvest. Despite their efforts, your life continues to flourish in unexpected ways. Blessings arrive, opportunities open, and a quiet strength grows within you. They might ignore it, critique it, or claim credit for it, but the fruit of your labor is undeniably God's hand on your life. What seems like luck is divine vindication, a testament to your faithfulness. The fifth sign, the craving for your shadow. They speak ill of you, but they can't quite let you go. They crave your attention, your presence, even your negative reaction. They beg for your shadow because it reminds them of the light you carry, a light they resent but cannot extinguish. What seems like their indifference is a deep, unfulfilled longing for what they traded away. You don't need to live under this constant spiritual cloud. The problem isn't your sensitivity or your capacity for forgiveness. It's the lack of a clear biblical protocol to shield your heart and establish boundaries. That's why I want to introduce you to the protocol of the three silences, rooted in Proverbs 17:28. This isn't about being quiet or ignoring. It's about strategic silence applied with divine wisdom. First, the silence of response. When they provoke, when they bait, when they gossip, your silence is your strongest answer. It starves the conflict of oxygen. This isn't weakness, it's power. Second, the silence of expectation. Stop waiting for them to change, to apologize, to acknowledge your pain. Release them from the burden of your expectations, and you release yourself from their control. Third, the silence of justification. You don't need to explain your choices, your path, or your peace. Let your life be your testimony, not your words. This protocol, simple yet profound, will revolutionize how you engage with toxic dynamics. And if you are feeling right now that this is exactly what you need, even before I continue, place your thumb now over the link in the first pinned comment. Don't click yet, just place your thumb. Feel the weight of the decision before you make the decision. This guide is not a method to do more, it's an instrument to sustain more. It doesn't train you, it covers you. And the next unwanted family gathering, the next unexpected phone call, arrives sooner than it seems. It comes with 2 seals for your home, not for your performance. The first seal is the righteous sleep ritual. It's an audio. You don't read, you lie down. And what you used to call insomnia, today you will call unsealed vigil. And you will learn to seal the night with the right name, in the right order, in the right voice. The second seal is the clarity awakening, the 7 morning decrees. 7 short phrases, 1 for each morning of the week, so you no longer wake up without identity. So you start the first hour of the day with the posture of one who was sent and not one who was run over. You have 7 days of unconditional guarantee to use and feel. 7 full days. If in 7 days the instrument hasn't touched what needs to be touched in you, if clarity hasn't arrived, you send an email and receive your money back. No questions asked, no justification needed. And the 2 seals, the ritual and the decrees, remain with you even if you return it. They are yours, unconditionally. But I must be direct with you. The real risk isn't spending less than 2 coffees. The real risk is the next family gathering arriving, or that dreaded phone call and you are still empty-handed. That is the risk with a face, and it is about that face I need to speak with you now. And perhaps you are asking yourself now some questions that deserve answers before we proceed. What if this is just my anxiety, and not a spiritual attack from my relatives? It's both. Spiritual attacks often manifest through natural pathways, exacerbating existing anxieties. This guide helps you discern the source. I've tried so many other things. Why would this be different? This isn't a self-help book. It's a biblical protocol, a divine strategy for spiritual warfare. I don't have time. My life is too hectic. This guide is designed to integrate into your existing routine, offering spiritual defense without adding to your overwhelm. And yet, if you want only the guide, it is sufficient. But the complete package is with all 3. Consider Sarah, a 45-year-old manager, constantly exhausted from navigating her contentious in-laws. She started using the Solomon Code after months of sleepless nights. Within the first week, using the righteous sleep ritual, she found a newfound ability to detach emotionally from their drama. She sent me this message: "I finally sleep, and suddenly their chaos isn't mine." Then there's Daniel, a 52-year-old small business owner whose siblings constantly undermined his business decisions. He felt spiritually drained. After applying the protocol of the 3 silences, he commented, "My peace has become my most valuable asset. It's no longer negotiable." And finally, Sophia, a 29-year-old student who struggled with intense guilt whenever she set boundaries with her parents. She felt unworthy of her own space. The clarity awakening helped her redefine her identity. Her quote, "I stopped apologizing for my peace and started owning my purpose." Perhaps in 3 hours you will lie in bed again, with that lingering sense of betrayal and unrest, remembering that you saw this video and still didn't reach out. Perhaps at the next family dinner, you will feel that same familiar tension escalating into a bitter argument. Perhaps the next time that name appears on your caller ID, you will feel that familiar surge of dread. And the consequence continues arriving with the same alarm clock, with the same coffee, with the same door opening into the next scene of unfulfilled expectations. The link is in the first pinned comment. Pinned for you, not for everyone. For you who needs to navigate the next challenge with the instrument in hand. Click now. And when you do, when you open that link, you are not buying a book, you are accepting an instrument that Solomon prepared for your ordinary day. And what you are about to understand, when you hear the Hebrew word that is coming now, will change the way you interpret everything that has happened until this moment. The Hebrew word that precisely defines what is happening to you is shamar. Pronounce it softly with me wherever you are. Shamar. Shamar means to guard, to watch, to keep. But it's not just that. It's a vigilant, active preservation of what is sacred, an intentional watching over your soul and your inheritance. It's not merely a dictionary translation. It's a word that describes a state, a posture, a calling. And when you hear this word, something within you calms down. Because it was already happening within you. You just didn't have a name for it. And about this word, it is written in Psalm 4 verse 8. "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." It's not a promise for the future. It's a declaration of a present state. Consider the story of Joseph. His own brothers traded his loyalty for pennies, fueled by envy and resentment. He was thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and faced false accusations in a foreign land. Yet Joseph actively practiced shamar. He guarded his heart against bitterness, preserved his integrity in Potiphar's house and in prison, and watched over the divine promise on his life. His instrument was not a physical weapon, but a spiritual one. Unwavering faith and wisdom in interpretation. This instrument operated in his daily life, in the administration of Potiphar's house, in the interpretation of dreams for the baker and cupbearer, and eventually in governing all of Egypt. The turning point arrived when he revealed himself to his brothers, not with vengeance, but with a profound understanding. "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Genesis 50:20. And what Joseph needed to improvise in the pit, in prison, in the palace, you can do now with a guide in hand. The instrument that Solomon recorded is the same one waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Let me pause for a full minute and put everything you have just heard into simple words, without poetry, without metaphor. Just the facts. Fact 1. There is a spirit of profound family betrayal at work. Fact 2. It operates by subtly undermining your worth, trading your loyalty for their short-term gain, and then craving your attention even in your absence. Fact 3. Joseph was also a target of this same attack. Fact 4. Your hesitation, which you call prudence, is exactly what this spirit needs to convince you to give up before the next challenging family interaction. There are 3 types of calling currently being tested by the spirit of family betrayal. You are one of these 3 types. When I name yours, your spirit will leap in recognition. The first type is the bridge builder. You are driven to heal divides and restore harmony, often at your own expense. The enemy neutralizes you by making you feel responsible for everyone else's peace, leading to exhaustion. The second type is the truth speaker. You are compelled to speak what is right, even when it's unpopular. The enemy attacks you by twisting your words, isolating you, and making you doubt your own discernment. The third type is the light bearer. Your presence naturally brings clarity and purpose, exposing darkness. The enemy tries to extinguish your light by generating gossip, creating conflict, and making you feel like your light is a burden. And regarding your type, heaven has already sealed 3 names. The first name is the guardian of your own harvest. You are called to protect the blessings God has given you, not to let them be plundered by others' envy or manipulation. Solomon's instrument teaches you to discern who truly celebrates your growth and who seeks to diminish it. The second name is the architect of selective walls. You are meant to build boundaries that protect your peace and purpose, not to live in endless accessibility. The third name is the ambassador of your own joy. Your joy is a weapon against darkness, and you are called to embody it unapologetically, regardless of external circumstances. If one of these 3 names resonated most strongly with you, write the number below in the comments. 1, 2, or 3. This is your first act of taking possession of your identity. And for each of these sealed names, the adversary has a specific tactic. For the guardian of your own harvest, the tactic is spiritual theft, making you feel guilty for your blessings. For the architect of selective walls, it's emotional blackmail, making you feel selfish for setting boundaries. For the ambassador of your own joy, it's joy suppression, making you believe your happiness is provocative. But for each tactic, there is an assigned weapon. The weapon against spiritual theft is the decree of ownership. The weapon against emotional blackmail is the proclamation of self-worth. The weapon against joy suppression is the ritual of unconditional gladness. And these 3 weapons alone are remembrance. With the instrument, they become covering. Recognizing the cycle without having the instrument that Solomon left is receiving the diagnosis without the treatment. And furthermore, there are 4 gates beyond these 3 that I cannot open here. Not for lack of time, but for density. Each one needs its own page with the exact counter-weapon, and while I don't deliver these 4 here, the spirit of family betrayal knows them all. The guide delivers them. But before I release you, there is one last point. The last obstacle is not the enemy. It is a voice within you that sounds dangerously reasonable. It is the fear of appearing ungrateful. It is the fear that by accepting an instrument, you are telling God that what He has already done was not enough. It is false piety. It is pride dressed as humility. God doesn't give you strength for you to refuse the weapons He Himself forged for your battle. Accepting the instrument isn't doubting strength. It's honoring the general's strategy. Now I want you to close your eyes wherever you are, place your right hand over your chest and repeat softly with me if you need to, but let it come from your mouth. Father, I surrender the weariness that has accumulated over these past months. I surrender the echoes of betrayal that replay in my mind. I release myself from the fear of appearing ungrateful. This is the most subtle chain. My urgency is my gratitude. And I now receive the 3 names that were sealed upon me: guardian of my own harvest, architect of selective walls, and ambassador of my own joy. Not for me to boast, but for me to remember, for me to navigate what is to come with them in my mouth, in my posture, in my heart. And before the voice that comes now, I need you to hear one thing. The intensity of what you have experienced in recent months is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is proof that you are exactly where you always knew you should be. If this resonates with you now, write below. I receive the turning point. And now the Father's voice. Listen, child, I saw you. I saw you navigating those challenging family dynamics, seeking peace where there was none. I never lost sight of you. I never closed the seat at my table that bears your name. Your name is engraved on the palms of my hands. The chair is yours. The pride in your generous heart was never withheld from you. And there is a voice speaking within you now, a voice that says, "This isn't for me, this is for someone with greater faith." I need you to hear this from me now. You have permission. You have permission to receive what you did not earn. You have permission to occupy the chair at the table without having to justify, You have permission to let die the version of you that needed to suffer to feel worthy. Solomon did not prepare this instrument for one who is already ready. He prepared it for one who is tired, and the one who is tired is you now. I now extend my hand towards your home and decree a covering of sealing over everything that belongs to you, over your table, so that it may be a sanctuary of peace, free from the echoes of past conflicts. I declare covering over your children and your spouse if you have them. May they be shielded from the spiritual warfare that has tried to erode your family's foundation, and I decree covering over your work, over your hands. May your labor be blessed and protected, a testament to God's providence, not a source of further exploitation. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. You are committed, you are commissioned, you are sent. Before I release you, I want you to walk with me into a room you haven't seen yet with your physical eyes. Don't force it. Just let the image come. There is a long table of dark wood. The light comes from above, from a place you cannot identify. People are sitting there. Some you loved and are now gone. Others you haven't met yet. Their faces seem like family. And there is a chair near the head of the table, empty. Your form is sculpted into it. The wood remembers you. Solomon is at the head, and he nods as if to say, "We were waiting for you." You are not creating this scene. You are remembering it. The chair has always been yours, only you were missing. Don't say Amen yet. Sit in this for a moment. Feel the weight of what has just happened. Now you can say Amen. The Solomon Code is waiting for you in the first pinned comment right below, with the righteous sleep ritual and the 7 morning decrees, for less than 2 coffees, because a guardian of your own harvest without covering will wither at the next family gathering. And the adversary counts on that next interaction. It's not an expense, it's an instrument. And Solomon prepared it for you to navigate what is to come with a firm hand, not an empty hand, with a 7-day guarantee. The risk is ours. The hand is yours. Click now, while the decree is still alive in your heart. Not tomorrow, not after your shower. Because whoever puts it off forever, and the adversary already knows this. In the next 3 hours he will speak within you, not with a loud voice. In sequence, 5 short phrases. You need that money for something else. It's not the right time, you need another sign. This isn't for you, it's for someone with greater faith. If it's from God, it will happen eventually. You don't need to do anything. You'll feel ungrateful for accepting help. 5 waves, he tries from 5 angles. You will yield in one of them. Today, now, before the next family interaction, not later. Today. And Solomon will sustain you. And before you go, think of one specific person. Not many, just one. The person whose name just came to you when I said this. The person who has been silent, faithful, unseen, yet attacked in the same way. Someone who comes home carrying a burden that isn't theirs. Someone who needs the same sealing you have just received. Send this video to them. They are waiting for this word. Perhaps it will be your hand that delivers it. It's not a favor, it's service, and heaven sees. If you have watched this video to the end, comment below. Amen received. And send this video to that specific person who came to your mind. It is done. What was delivered here has been delivered. You are not the same person you were when you pressed play. You are deeply loved. You were never forgotten. The chair is yours, and so it is sealed. The next difficult family conversation can wait 10 more seconds. May wisdom from above be your ground today. May your soul find rest until our next encounter. Pysäytä kaikki mitä teet juuri nyt.